afternoon, everyone. Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is going to be a reading for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising positions for the June 15th to the 30th period. It's been a very deeply transformative time since the lunar eclipse and then the solar eclipse, bringing in lots of feminine and masculine energy. And now we are sort of in the grips of this transformation, trying to connect all of these dots. So let's see what messages we have for Scorpio during this period. Okay, Scorpio, you are asking yourself, should I stay or should I go? Should I change gears or should I stay put? This was very similar to the reading you had for the solar eclipse, and I believe the beginning of June as well. So you are still in the grips of this should I stay or should I go vibe. You're wondering whether or not it's time to cut and run. You know, you are really facing a difficult decision when it comes to what your true feelings and thoughts are about a situation that you're wondering if you should stay and persevere or if you should just say enough is enough and walk away. The timeline you're on right now is your leadership. So how you're understanding yourself right now, my Scorpio friends, is through the lens of who are you as a leader? Who are you when you're in the authority seat? How do you govern yourself? Are you kind to yourself when you're the leader? Are you kind to those that you are leading? Do you prefer not to lead? Do you prefer to follow? These are the questions you're asking yourself right now. And so it's interesting that should I stay or should I go energy is the overwhelming issue that requires some balance and attention right now. And you're on the timeline of learning who you are as a leader. Who are you as a leader, my Scorpio friends? Now, the truth behind this should I stay or should I go vibe comes down to you being challenged to connect your vision to the external world. You're having a hard time generating change right now. You're feeling like tired by the idea of having to redevelop yourself instead of inspired. So you're tired instead of inspired right now. And that could be because you could be overly sort of unsure about should you stay or should you go? You don't know. Should you be a leader or a follower? You don't know. Should you stay on course with your vision or should you start a new vision? You don't know. You are full of questions right now, Scorpio, because your identity is shifting. Yeah. The sense of who you are is becoming more and more transparent by the day, and you realize that sooner or later you're going to be this whole new person that doesn't understand themselves. Like, the only thing you're sure of right now, my Scorpio friend, is whether or not you should stay or go. Everything else is in challenge. Everything else is in challenge. Your sense of who you are as a leader, your sense of who you are as someone who is able to connect their vision to the external world and develop change and take that time to evolve, and your sense of, oops, I keep hitting the camera, sorry. And your sense of yourself, your whole sense of identity is also being thrown into question here. And so the only thing you're certain of is that you don't know if you should stay or go. That's the only certainty right now for you, Scorpio. You know you have a decision to make, though. You know you do. It's right in front of you. You can't deny that you have a decision to make. It is all you think about, all you're wondering about, and it's completely challenged. And so the guidance from Spirit here is use your intuition and just make the decision. Just do it. Like, you need to decide. You can't sit in paralysis anymore. It's time to make a decision, and knowing that there are opposing forces on either side. So this should I stay or should I go moment that you're having looks like it's going to come to a head in the end of June here. And so you will have to, I think you're going to make a decision about this, and it's going to involve you coming out of this, understanding more about yourself as a leader and starting a new identity, a new pathway to who are you. right? You're going to start to understand yourself in a new way, Scorpio. But you've got to make this decision first. So let's look at this decision. Let's clarify the Two of Swords, please. The Two of Swords. What is this big dilemma, this decision that Scorpio is avoiding? Something from the past. You're being nostalgic. You're looking at the past. There could be a relationship that you'd like to return to, or an experience that you are longing for again. Interesting. Can I clarify that? Six of Cups. Is this a positive? Or are we doing this negatively? Okay. Knight of Wands to clarify that, which suggests that it's, you're going to have to, you need something new, my friend. Oh, when I see the Six of Cups here and the Knight of Wands to clarify whether or not you're being nostalgic or if actually you need to go back to the past, the Knight of Wands is all about new ideas. It's about leading something. Leading, not following. So it's like you need to break. What I'm getting here is that the final guidance for you, my Scorpio friend, is that you need to break free from the cords of the past and start a brand new path forward. Yeah. Should I stay or should I go? It's looking like you should go. At least go away from the past and develop your leadership skills. This isn't a time for you to be a follower, which is why the Emperor could be in reverse. This is not a time for you to be a follower, Scorpio. It's time for you to be a leader. Let's look at that Emperor in reverse. Thank you. Eight of Wands. Beautiful. Eight of Wands is saying, do it. Go for it. There's the best yes card in tarot, is saying your imagination. Yes. Go for it. Go chase that dream. Go chase that imagination. Don't be a follower right now. Yeah, this is lovely. I'm loving this for you, Scorpio. What about this Ten of Pentacles in reverse? Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Thank you. The Devil. The Devil. So beware of that ego defining you. What are are you avoiding? You are avoiding, but with what? How are you avoiding the truth right now? What is the ego telling you it needs satisfied? And you're focusing on that. This is Capricorn energy. You could be involved with the Capricorn. You could have Capricorn placements, or you could be the guidance here to clarify this Ten of Pentacles that's in reverse. It could be, listen, like, watch out for that ego. Right? Don't let if you're deciding between ego and your higher self, go for the higher self. The ego is never satisfied. And you know that, Scorpio. You know that. King of Rods here to explain. Thank you. The King of Rods, we see the World, we see the Four of Pentacles, and we see the Wheel of Fortune. Oh my goodness. Ah, you can't make this up. Look at that. Even the way they came out. Look. You've got a miser in between the World and the Wheel of Fortune. So what that says to me is that this King of Rods here is in reverse, because the reason you're not generating change is because you keep thinking you don't have enough. And the World and the Wheel of Fortune cards here are on either end of you saying, but you're starting a new cycle. You've finished something out and you're starting a new cycle. You've completed a journey, you're starting a new one, and all you can say is, I don't have enough. Come on, Scorpio. Scorpio, what's going on? You're a Scorpio. You're supposed to always feel abundant. Scorpios never feel like they don't have enough. Why don't you feel like you have enough? It's because you're gazing at the past. Why are you gazing there? Go forward. You need to look at the future, my Scorpio friends. Okay, Seven of Pentacles. Ooh, two cards flying out of my hands here. We've got we've got Judgment and the Four of Cups to clarify whether or not you should stay or should you go. This has to do with a relationship. Something that you're starting to feel really dissatisfied with, and you're wondering if you're going to get what you deserve here. Are you getting, is this what you deserve? And then you're like, well, I'm not satisfied. If this is what I deserve, then I'm not satisfied. Well, I don't know. I think that it may be what you deserve right now, because you're operating from a place where you're about to shift. It's almost like I feel like I said this to someone else in a reading recently, where it's like, don't start a new relationship if you're about to transform, right? Like, you never go buy clothes right before you start a diet, because you have no idea what your body's going to look like until you're done, right? Like, until if you're going to start a new workout regime, or you're going to do something. It doesn't make sense to go buy a new wardrobe before. It makes sense to buy it after, right? And so it's sort of like, even if someone offered you a cup right now, would it satisfy you from the place of you're sitting in right now, where you don't think you have any abundance, where you're not feeling particularly, you're not really feeling grateful for what you have? So if someone comes to offer you more, is that going to make a diff? I don't think so. I don't think it would make a diff right now. These cards are both fours, and they're both like, look at these two characters. One is hanging on to everything they have for dear life, and the other one doesn't even see that a new cup is coming into play. They're so dissatisfied and bored that they're like, ugh, you know? And it's like, seeing Judgment next to that with should I stay or should I go says to me, like, well, if you're feeling like you don't have enough and you're feeling really bored and dissatisfied, and then you see Judgment with that, and the World and the Wheel of Fortune, my God, Scorpio, like, you're being given a message here that says, be grateful for what you have. Stop looking at the past. Let your higher self and your imagination guide you, and tell your ego to be quiet for a little bit. Just say to the ego, yeah, I hear you, but we're starting a new chapter. So I'm going to focus on my inspiration. I'm going to focus on the fact that I'm super grateful. I'm not going to feel like I don't have enough just because I'm starting a new cycle. I feel like you could be starting over. Maybe something has exited your sphere and you're wondering if you deserve this. You're examining the news that's just come in. You're looking at this news and you're not satisfied with it. You're not satisfied with it. Something has got you feeling unsatisfied. But you know what? It's holding you back a little bit, this feeling of dissatisfaction. You gotta focus on your imagination. What's coming through on that imagination level? Let's get some oracle messages here for Scorpio. Yeah, see, Scorpio, you got abundance. Come on, you can't be thinking you're not abundant. You have to start being grateful for what you have and being flexible. It doesn't have to be exactly the way you think it does in order for you to be grateful, right? And purify. You need to purify yourself of this previous cycle that's now ending. And yeah, purify yourself from your ego as well, that is keeping you chasing stuff that's never going to satisfy you. Interesting. Scorpio, this is a big month for my Scorpios out there. I'm going to shuffle this deck and get your final word of encouragement just by cutting the deck. Get grateful. You are more abundant than you believe. You are starting a new cycle. Time to be flexible and purify yourself from the last cycle that just ended. Never-ending story. Is that what's going to happen here? You keep asking yourself, should I stay or should I go? Are you going to go with the same old story, or are you going to change it up? Like, it is choice. You do have a choice in all of this, my Scorpio friends. You do have a choice. But it's like, what are you going to choose? Are you going to choose the story that left you feeling dissatisfied and makes you feel like you don't have enough, and it's just chasing your own tail, like chasing the satisfaction of an ego that can never be satisfied? Or are you going to start something new with this Eight of Wands here, being flexible to understand that the Wheel of Fortune is here to bring you something, and that Judgment is here to bring you some news, even though you're not even, it's almost like you don't see what's in front of you, that the world, you've completed a cycle here. And yeah, go with the imagination. This never-ending story is never-ending. You're not going to find anything new there, right? You're going to find the same old boring cup that you're dissatisfied with now. So I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining me, Scorpio. If this has resonated for you and you'd like a personal reading, my email's in the description below. Okay, take care. Lots of love and light.